Hello friends, welcome back to a little coffee club. So the question is, what is the best coffee to make for St. Patrick's Day? Of course, Irish coffee. So today we're gonna tackle that project. I have mentioned it before here on the channel that I do enjoy Irish coffee every now and then, usually when the weather starts to get cold, and it's the only coffee that I would normally make at night. Now, being that this is the middle of the day, this will be a different experience for me. But a few of you guys have reached out and asked about the Irish coffee, and well, today's the day. So I have all of these coffees up here because I do want to report back on a couple of things. And before we get into all of that, let me explain something. There is a few new people here on the channel, so I want to once again explain a little bit as to my workflow here, as to my YouTube channel. So usually I have 7 or maybe 8 videos recorded and in the production pipeline, let's call it. So normally I have maybe a couple of videos that are already uploaded and scheduled on YouTube. I have maybe another 2 or 3 videos that I'm editing and another maybe 2 or 3 videos that are recorded there on my computer, but I haven't gotten around to them yet. Now, the reason why I work it this way is because, I'm just an average guy. I have a regular job. I go to work every day like everyone else, and I have a very limited amount of time to work on my YouTube channel. So being that I wanted to have a new video for you guys every single Sunday, and I wanted to be consistent with my video uploads. I wanted to always have something there for you on Sunday mornings. My new videos go up on the channel at 7 a.m. on Sunday mornings, Eastern time here in the US. So because I don't have a lot of time to dedicate to my videos, I always have to have a bunch of them recorded, because sometimes I might not be able to record for 2 or 3 weeks. So therefore, I have to have always some videos ready. Now, when you see a Friday video like this one's gonna be, these Friday videos are out of sequence. Usually, these videos get uploaded the same week that I record them. Or I might record them on the weekend before, and then you will see it on the next following Friday. That's usually how the Friday videos work. They're out of sequence with everything else. So some of the things you might hear me talk about right now here, maybe you haven't even seen on our regular Sunday videos. I don't know. But I do know that this Irish coffee video that I want to have for you guys around St. Patrick's Day, obviously is going to be out of sequence with everything else. But I do want to report back on a few of the coffees that I have up here, okay? So far this year, I have only bought and I've been trying only 3 specialty coffees. Okay, you guys, like I said, you might not have seen videos as to all of these coffees as of yet, but the videos are already recorded and you will see them. Okay, so first, the very first one that I pulled shots of and experienced this year was this coffee from Hinterhoff from Louisville, Kentucky, that I brought back when I visited Louisville, Kentucky. Our visit out there was Thanksgiving. So the weekend of Thanksgiving, we were in Louisville and we visited this coffee shop. I bought this coffee, brought it back, and again, it was the very first espresso that I did in 2025 was from this coffee, and it was spectacular. I think overall, this is the best coffee, specialty coffee so far that I've had in 2025, because this one was wonderful for both espresso and filtered. So yeah, overall, just a great coffee. The greatness of the very first shot that I pulled of this coffee, I still have not been able to replicate that. The very first shot it still is the best shot that I've gotten from this coffee, although everything that I've gotten from it so far has been very, very good. And it makes, again, very good filtered coffee as well. So far this year, what we've had as far as specialty has been these 3 coffees, and overall, this is my favorite so far. All right, now, the reason why the beloved Dunkin' is out is because we're going to make Irish coffee, and I advise maybe not to go with a really high-end coffee for Irish coffee, because you're going to mix it with other things. So why use a dose of your very nice high-end coffee to make something that you're gonna be mixing with other ingredients. So yeah, the Dunkin', good enough. You should use your daily driver for making Irish coffee. All right, now another thing, you see these 3 bags back here. All right, none of them are open. I think today I'm gonna record 2 videos. I'm gonna record what you guys are gonna see now, the Irish coffee, and then I'm gonna keep recording with the same setup back there, and you guys will see that maybe, like I said, like I explained in the beginning, maybe you'll see the other video in about 8 weeks, okay, 7, 8 weeks, because it'll, you know, that one is gonna go up on a Sunday and it'll land in order with all of the other stuff. But be on the lookout for that, because let me back up. Let me back up a little bit. And I hope this is not one of those crazy clips that gets super crazy to understand. Okay, let me back up a little bit. Usually, I have some specialty coffees on hand. I don't brew them every single day. I have a daily go-to, a daily driver like most people do, and that's the Dunkin'. Okay, I like it because to me it tastes great and it has a good level of acidity. And there's not a lot of coffees that you can find just practically anywhere that are not very expensive and that give you the kind of level of good acidity that the Dunkin' gives you. To me, it's a great daily driver. So, but here's the thing. Okay, for filter coffee and even for espresso, if I'm gonna drink the straight shots. If I wanna make milk drinks with espresso, or I wanna make something in my mocha pot, I usually like to have something dark roast on hand. Maybe not, I never buy super dark, okay? Not like any kind of like French roast or like a really dark roasted oily coffee, nothing like that. But I do like keeping something dark roast on hand for making in my mocha pot and for making milk drinks. You know, espresso for me is like a weekend thing. I don't make espresso on the daily because I'm usually like in a rush, in a hurry. I have to get to the gym or I have to get to work or whatever. And if I want to make coffee, mix it with milk, I'll either use instant coffee, just put a teaspoon of instant coffee in my milk and drink that because that's my breakfast, okay? After that, I always make a pour over and I like to just drink black coffee and usually that's the Dunkin' or something specialty, depending. Okay, I think you get the picture. Now, if I'm gonna make something in the mocha pot, I want something darker. I know some people have mastered the mocha pot to where they say they get good brews with lighter roasted coffees. I've never been able to. I don't get anything that I enjoy on a lighter roasted coffee from the mocha pot, okay? And why would I do that? If I'll just make pour over. I love drinking pour over, so I'll keep anything lighter for my pour overs. And I make something that I actually enjoy from the mocha pot, which is always a darker roast. So I have my mocha pot back here. Now the reason why I make mocha pot when I'm in a hurry is because I don't care about cleaning it, okay? I'm not meticulous when it comes to cleaning the mocha pot. I'll just use it, leave it in the sink and water and just run off, do whatever, and then get around to cleaning it, whatever, okay? And it doesn't matter, it's just, it's fine. Now, my espresso machine is always spotless. You guys see my kitchen, you see my espresso machine. I always wipe it down. It doesn't take long, but still, okay, I have to empty out the drip tray and dry it and clean it and wipe the espresso machine and, you know, all that stuff and wait for it to warm up, which takes like 20 minutes. By then, I already brewed my mocha pot, drank my mocha pot, and I'm already on my way to work. Okay, so, yeah, you know, it's just what I like doing. Espresso on the weekends and my mocha pot on my daily if I want to make a milk drink with actual coffee, or I'll just use instant. All right, but now back to the having a darker roast daily driver, right? I have my regular stuff and then a darker roast daily driver for making in my mocha pot. Okay, so, you know, I wanted to find something, you know, not very expensive, just to have as a daily driver for my mocha pot. And you know, I thought, you know what, maybe I'll buy the Lavazza Rosa again because, you know, I already reviewed that coffee here on the channel after I think somebody suggested that I try it. And I really like that coffee, especially in the mocha pot. It turned out great, you know. It's not like specialty level, but, you know, as a daily driver, something to make in the mocha pot, I thought it was great. And also for espresso, for milk drinks, that coffee was fine, you know. And as I was looking for it, and I saw a coffee that somebody else had suggested. Now the problem is that it was out of stock. If I can and I find it, I find a picture of it quickly. I'll include a picture of it here so that you guys could see what coffee it was that was suggested to me. Now, the brand, I did find other coffees of the brand, but not the particular coffee that they had told me to try, which is the one in the picture, if I found it. So that coffee was out of stock, or they didn't have it, or whatever it was. And by searching for that coffee, I ran into this coffee. Okay, now, I have three, and we'll get into it in a second. So I found this coffee. First of all, this coffee it's called Nicoletti. Okay, Nicoletti. So don't confuse that with Bialetti. Okay, Bialetti is the inventor of the mocha pot and a very well-known brand. So I wonder if these people kind of like chose this, probably not, but I'm thinking maybe for name recognition. Because as soon as I saw this, I thought, hey, is that? And then, no, that's Bialetti. So, some people could say, recognize the name and order it. Again, I don't think so. It's just something that came to mind because I thought of it. So, now one thing is that I saw they had a sampler pack. And this coffee in Amazon is one of the highest rated coffees that they had. So, the people rave about it. I think this is going to be very good for what I want, for the purpose that I want it for the mocha pot and for making filtered. But anyway, you get 3 pounds, you get the sampler, it's 3 pounds, and you get it for like $45 and shipping included. So that makes it 3 pounds of coffee, $45. That's cheap, man. That is cheap. Now, one thing that caught my attention is that it has a roasted on date, not like used by. This is an actual roasted by date, or so they say. Okay, let's believe them. The bag is very high quality, very good bag, very nicely sealed, roasted on date. I received a 1 week off roast. Okay, and if you look at the comments of the people, it seems to be like everybody thinks the coffee is super fresh. Another thing that I did, I looked on YouTube and I thought maybe there's some reviews in this coffee and I can see what people say on videos. Nobody's reviewed it. So I don't know if by the time I put this on YouTube with my regular workflow in like 8 weeks when you guys see this, if this coffee has any reviews on YouTube, but who knows? Maybe I'll have the only review on it. Maybe it turns out great. Fresh coffee, you get 3 pounds for $45. So we'll see when I open them and try it, and we'll talk about them. Now, keep in mind, it is a Robusta Arabica blend. So, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. I know there's some big time defenders of blends out there on my channel. I have nothing against blends. The Big Face coffee was a blend and it's great. One of the best espressos I've had in a long while. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with blends. We'll get into these 3 bags of coffee. So what I'm thinking is that after we finish with the Irish coffee, I'm gonna keep recording and brew some espresso and open at least one of the bags. And I'm thinking of bringing out the Breville, so be on the lookout. I already mentioned that I'm gonna start making more Breville content, and I needed something dark, and we'll talk about that once I get to that video. But yeah, that's where we're at. Anyway, let's get into the Irish coffee. I know that if somebody clicked on this video thinking it was a how-to video and thinking I just want to see how to make it, they are absolutely triggered. They're super triggered by now. So maybe I'll put a timestamp or something as to the part of the video when I really get into like making the Irish coffee, because if other than that, yeah, they're gonna get triggered. For those of you that have been on the channel here since since the beginning, or for a while, seeing all the coffee videos, then you know how it goes. All my videos end up being like an hour long, and all we do is talk and chit chat. It's just like a talk show, okay? Talk show, we brew coffee, talk about coffee, and have a little bit of fun. Anyway, let's take it over to the other counter and make some Irish coffee. All right, so I got the two angles going, but I actually recorded a clip before setting this up, and I totally messed up and I didn't get any audio. So, totally my fault. I forgot to start the mic. But yeah, what I'll do is, start from here and cut to the previous clip and kind of voice over it. So, we weighed the 20 grams. I said I was gonna do my usual 1 to 15 ratio. 20 grams in, 300 grams out, and grind on the Duo at 55. This coffee is already dialed in for this. Again, I'm gonna use the April. On the April, we'll get somewhere around probably 2.5 minutes. Okay, water temperature at 96. And what else do I need to tell you? Okay, so I said that, previously Naomi had left me a comment as to whether I could buy Dunkin' coffee freshly roasted from them. I don't. I just buy it, at the store like everyone else. But I wish I did. So that gave me an idea. I should reach out to Dunkin', and who knows, maybe there is a way of doing that. So I was pretty excited about that. But of course, they never responded to my email. I didn't expect them to. But yeah, Naomi, this is just a regular Dunkin' from the from the store. All right, so the Duo did not give us any retention on our 20 grams. We went 20 grams in, we got 20 grams out. I talked a little bit about the workflow. You guys know how I use the little bellows. I leave it inside the Duo as it's grinding, and it eliminates the little chips from flying out and creating a mess like I was getting in the beginning. It's one of the things I didn't like, that it was messy. But ever since I've been using the little bellows to kind of cover the where you put the coffee into, then you get no more popcorning and there's no more little bits flying. So I love it. And then at the end, you just get to use the bellows, and then you get pretty much no retention all the time. So that workflow has been working perfectly for me when I use the Duo. All right, did I want to cover anything else? Oh, something else that Naomi asked me was this, the pronunciation as to how do I pronounce my name, right? So you guys have heard me say a couple times here on the channel, and I've done it on purpose, knowing that, some people might wonder, I have such an unusual name that some people might wonder as to how to pronounce it. My parents are Cuban, so they would say it in Spanish, Omniel. Omniel is how you say my name in Spanish. Still to this day, some people just call me Omniel, okay, which is my name in Spanish. Now, I pronounce it Omniel, but you can say Omniel or you can say Omniel. Omniel, if you pronounce it in that way, it's the old tomato, same thing. It's a correct pronunciation. You can say Omniel or Omniel, and either way is perfectly okay. Now, through the years, some people have just called me Omni, and they don't even, just for short, they just say Omni. Also, some people have called me by my initials, OC. That's also a thing, right? Some people call me OC or Omni. And then the last one that I've gotten a whole bunch is my last name. Some people just call me Capote. Through high school, more people knew me as Capote than probably anything else, okay? To this day, a bunch of people at work, they just call me Capote. So they just call me by my last name. So that's also okay. Now, one thing that is incorrect, but I use all the time, is O'Neill, and I don't pronounce the M. Why do I do that? Well, it just makes it easy for people. Okay, the only reason I do that is, I'll tell you when I usually do that. When I usually do that is when you go to a restaurant and they ask you for your name, I just say O'Neill, because it's something they'll know how to spell, okay? And then when they say O'Neill over the speaker or whatever, I always answer to that. So to me, but that is, obviously that one is incorrect, but I do use it. I do use that a whole bunch, O'Neill, and it works. People know how to spell that. I just don't want to get into a whole explanation as to my name when I'm at a restaurant. So yeah, that's another one. So, but yeah, all right. So I answer that. Let's get into our pour over. Wow, I have been chit-chatting so much. I recorded one clip that I'm not even gonna, I guess you guys saw enough of it. Oh, one last thing that I did talk on that clip is that you guys might hear it in my voice. My voice is a little bit not normal because I'm a little bit under the weather. I don't think it's affecting my taste buds at all. I can taste perfectly okay. But yeah, it's definitely affecting my voice and the way it sounds. So yeah, that's another thing that I mentioned on that clip. And well, we're gonna have to, man, I didn't even rinse. Wow, this is, today I'm struggling so much. What's going on? Okay, let me see how I fix this. Give me a second. All right, that was not that difficult to fix, but it did get a little messy. I gotta clean this up now. Man, you guys don't understand the things I do for you guys. You know, man, today is just, you would not imagine like how long I've been at this. Just setting everything up, and then it's just, it hasn't, it's, it has not gone smooth today, man. I gotta say, it has not gone smooth. Whatever the opposite of smooth is, rough. It's been rough. Oh, Lord. All right, we lost a few flakes, but on this channel, man, we rinse. All right, we do it. So, one way or another, we're gonna get this done. Okay, let's rinse the paper. Again, I want to warm up the brewer, I want to warm up the carafe, and I want to rinse the paper. It's what we do here, guys. It's what we do here. Now, I have mentioned before that for Irish coffee, I like using this cup. That's the one time I always use this one for Irish coffee, and you'll see why. It looks beautiful at the end. The end result is going to be nice, all right? Hang in there until we get to it, but we will eventually triumph. But you know, if anybody other than you guys, my normal little coffee family here on YouTube, if other folks that really want to like learn how to make Irish coffee run into this video, oh man, they're gonna be so triggered. This has not been smooth at all, but we will triumph. All right, you know what? Everything's gonna be a lot better too once I make my first cup of coffee here. The second video is gonna be so much easier to record. Yeah, when I get around to the espresso and I already had, you know, some coffee, I'm gonna be good. And this whole thing with my voice, it's also affecting me a little bit. All right, let's check our 20 grams. Maybe there's a little bit less now, I don't know. It's still 20. The few flakes that we lost had no weight to them. All right, it was negligible. Okay, let me lock focus again on the dark area so that we get better, how do you call that? Well, I can't remember the word that I'm searching for. So, all right, let's go ahead and tear the scale. Now, the pouring structure, you guys see me use the April before. I like doing 50 circle, 50 center. It's kind of like Patrick's recipe for using the April brewer. And he kind of likes doing the same, very similar method to what I like doing. So 3 pours of 100. So we'll end up with 300 grams. And we do 50 circle right into 50 center, 3 pours of that. So let's start the scale. Again, we should be less than 3 minutes. Let's try to saturate everything here. There we go. Okay, I went a little over. Now, after my second pour, I'm gonna give it a nice swirl. Now that takes about 30 seconds. And here we go again. Go to 150. Saturate everything. So now we take it to 200. There we go. Now we swirl. We can do a good amount of agitation with this, by the way, with this grind size. And on this brewer, depends on the brewer, but the April is very fast. We should still end up in less than 3 minutes, right around maybe 245, something like that. Pretty much gonna let it finish dripping. Okay, here we go. Last pour, again 50 circle. Now we go to 250. Now this last pour is the one you want to be more careful with. Take it to 300. Wow, 99.9 and one little drop. Okay. One last swirl. Now we wait. All right, we should have about another 30 seconds or so, which will put us right where we want to be. It's dry on top, but it's still dripping quite a bit. And now it's slowing down, it's about to finish. Okay, I'm gonna call it at 2:45. So 2 minutes, 45 seconds. You know, that's pretty much where this bag of Dunkin' has been giving me the best flavor and really nice, balanced, smooth, you know, a little bit of acidity and fruitiness up front. And then it's just sweet, nice balance. Yeah, for me, perfect daily driver. So, all right, and this is gonna be perfect for Irish coffee. So let me set the camera back up on the other angle and catch up with you guys in a second. So yeah, man, the April brewer is quite a nice brewer, very fun to use, very fast. If you want a fast brewer, you know, you can also use the flat bottom paper with the origami. So if you want versatility, the origami is probably the best way to go. You can use the cone filter, and the flat bottom filter is probably just as fast as the April. But you know, if you get into this whole pour over thing, you're gonna start collecting a few items and a few brewers. So it's just part of the fun. It's just like kids playing with toys. All right, so yeah, Irish coffee, you know, you drink it hot. Can you make an iced Irish coffee? I've never heard of it, but maybe so. I imagine so. I imagine it being really good. I've never tried, but I imagine that being really good. Okay, first I'm just gonna taste the coffee. Okay, I just wanna see what kind of job we did. Let me give it a taste. Wow, you know, I had it this morning, and it's just perfect. It's, you know, for a daily driver, man, this is hard to beat. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, so it's still a little hot. The coffee brewed perfectly. It tastes great. So let's put our Irish coffee together. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is a little bit of brown sugar. So you see it here. We add a little bit of brown sugar. Let me make sure my focus is locked. Okay, so I got my little bit of sugar. And now comes the fun part. So here we are, our Jameson, man. All right, I'm gonna have this one in memory of my grandfather. All right, here we go. All right, so you don't need one of these things, but if you have one, you know, why not? It's one shot is the top, so 1 ounce or 2 ounce on the bottom. So we're gonna go with the top. I'm just gonna have a little bit. You add your whiskey. Now you guys do it your way, man. You want 2 shots, go for it. You want 2 ounces. I don't judge. Do what you gotta do. Okay, put my Jameson off to the side. All right, so before I go any further, I'm gonna mix the sugar up a little bit with the whiskey. Just get it to start dissolving. Okay, that's okay. All right, so let's swirl the coffee. Now that's about as high as I like to go with it. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe right there. And you want to leave the whole top to do the whole cream thing. And you guys will see. Just mix it a little bit more. Now let me try it before I put the cream. Let's see what this is like. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, you know, 1 ounce is just enough for you to taste it, but it's still not like, you know, it's not like a shot to the... You know, my grandfather would not be proud of me right now. He'd be saying, son, come on, go for 2, man. Go for 2 ounces. What is this? It's not gonna fix your cold. You gotta kill the germs. All right, give me a second. Let's get the cream. Now here's the secret, okay? This is my secret, guys, the Cool Whip. Okay, this one, here's the beauty of this. I almost never make this. This is a once in a blue moon kind of thing. I don't have any use for this. I'm always dieting. I never, never put this on anything. I don't see it like it adds so much, but I definitely need it for my Irish coffee. This is the one time you're gonna need this Cool Whip. So what I do is, this is you find this in the frozen section at the supermarket. So this comes frozen and I keep it frozen. So I took it out of the freezer when I started recording the video. Now I'm gonna use it. It should be already thawed out. I'm gonna use it and then it's gonna go right back into the freezer. And you could pretty much, this thing lasts me like forever. So, okay, not forever, but for a really long time. So let's go ahead and put some cream on the top of the coffee and then you're gonna see what happens. And the reason why I say that is so beautiful. By the way, the taste, you know, it's a little soft. I could use a little bit more. Maybe not the whole 2 ounces, but maybe 1.5 maybe. Yeah, it's definitely enough if you just want the flavor. Also, by the way, also you can definitely smell it in the aroma. So the smell of the coffee completely changed, okay? It is pretty wonderful. I gotta say, it does smell really good. And the little bit of flavor of the whiskey is also pretty nice. This is very nice. I could, however, use a little bit more, whiskey. I'm not going to though. All right, here we go. Here we go with the cream. Look, this thing's almost full, okay? I've made it a couple times. All right, however, I have never tried to scoop it with this. Now, no, I'm gonna try to do it this way. Maybe I get a nice round scoop on top, which is what I'm hoping to. But look at how nice, and now that it defrosts pretty quickly. You don't have to, maybe you might want to bring it out only like 15 minutes before you're ready to make it. So by now, I mean, I've had it out for probably an hour. Let's see if I can get it does work. Okay, I got a nice, I'll put a little bit more just to make it look nice. Come on. Okay, something like that, okay? Okay, and now this is the beautiful part of it. Let me show you guys. You get this like snowing kind of effect. Let me show you. All right, I'm pretty sure you could see it there now, but you see it looks like it's snowing inside the cup. Isn't that beautiful? It's part of the fun of having Irish coffee. So yes, maybe this is a bit much cream, but if you want it to look impressive and beautiful and nice, go with this. You can stir it in, obviously, and it's just gonna be wonderful. It's like dessert, okay? You have this kind of coffee, it's like an after dinner dessert. That's why it's the only like coffee that I would make at night. It's perfect. It's perfect for a nice cold evening. You make yourself some Irish coffee like this, and it's pretty wonderful. And look at how easy it is to make, right? This is so simple. You make a pour over, you put a little bit of whiskey, put the sugar if you want, a little bit of cream on top, and it's wonderful. All right, I got to get a couple of pictures of this for the gram. All right, so we've had enough fun here today making this thing. Let me go ahead and taste it. All right, man, that is delicious. Oof, this is like dessert. I mean, seriously, it's like a dessert. It's wonderful. Yeah, wow, that is delicious. All right, you know what? I'm gonna let you guys go here. Enough chit-chatting. This video, I really struggled to record. Hopefully it came out, it came out somewhat coherent and you guys were able to follow along here. Maybe you had a laugh or two. And hopefully I was able to keep you company and you spent a little while here with me. I really appreciate you guys. Again, I'm sneaking in another little Friday video for you guys. And yeah, just something fun for St. Patrick's Day. And then maybe I was able to provide a laugh or two. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. Please give the video a like. Comment something below. You guys know I answer everyone. This is a YouTube channel that you could be a participant of. You can participate here and I always answer everyone. So yeah, thank you for watching. Give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. All right, so I mixed it in. I said I wasn't gonna have any more, but I gotta make my grandfather proud, man. I gotta make him proud. Just a tad more. And again, you guys know that I drink all the coffee that I brew on this channel. I can't let this go to waste. You know, after I mixed it in, it's so delicious. I gotta have the rest of this, man. I can't let this go to waste. Now I'm gonna record another video and maybe pull 2 shots of espresso. I don't know what's gonna happen today, but it's gonna get crazy. Now, one thing that I know that always happens for sure is that the rest of whatever it is that I record, the words will flow so much easier now. It's gonna be a delight to record the next video. This one was a struggle, but hey, you gotta always watch to the end because you never know what you're gonna get here at the end. All right, thank you guys, and I'll see you on Sunday. Wait, I gotta taste it. Oh, my grandfather will be proud.